Mesilas Yesharim, day 4. We're here in the Hakdama. We've said so far, it's actually day 6, excuse me. We said a few things so far. The first thing we said was that we're not going to say any chidushim. We're going to say things that everyone knows already. That's what we said on day 1. And we said so far, people don't learn these things that we're going to talk about in Mesilas Yesharim. Unfortunately, it's not something that we commonly see people learning. People do what they find interesting, whether it's math or science or English, but it's not learning about how to become better. And we said it becomes a vicious cycle. It's not great because the smart people think they're too smart to learn Mesilas Yesharim, and the not smart people think, okay, let me learn Mesilas Yesharim. And it comes to a point where no one knows how to become someone that's a true Avos Hashem and true Yiras Hashem. It's a big problem that we've seen so far. And then, even more recently, we said, true piety is not found because all people do is they think they should jump in the snow or fast for a long time or say long viduim, all these different things. But it's not what true piety is. That those don't involve the brain. And yesterday, we said, the last thing we said was that we understand that something that we do not spend time with, the Gemara says, Milsa de Ramya Lea de Inish, a thing that is not focused upon is not going to be in people's minds. So when people don't spend time thinking about things and they don't put in the effort, they don't learn about it, anything you want to put in time to, you will think about. So that's why we learn 8 minutes a night in order for us to have in mind Mesilas Yesharim, these principles. And we're going to continue as we go. So we say, Re'eh ki ein dvar chasidus v'inyanei yira v'avat harsalev dvarim mitubayim ba'adam. These are not things that are natural in a person. People don't think about taras halev and avas Hashem and yiras Hashem. They don't know the means to acquire them. Until we do not, they do not work.
What's going on? Oh, shh.
Okay, so excuse me for that. So until we see that we find these means, we're not going to find them until a person himself goes and looks for them. He has to find the natural instincts. That's what this is called. Yeshena, Uki, Yikiya. As we say, just like things that we, like sleeping and walking are things that are natural to us. Things that are natural to us, sleeping and walking, those are things that we just know on our own. But these things are not like that. Learning how to love Hashem and to fear Hashem are things we have to work on ourselves. And that's why he continues and says, Harava soveh v'chol shar tnuos ha'chakukos b'tivenu elavadai shetzrichim em le'emtzoim u'lesach bulos l'knosim osam. These things that we're going to talk about in the Sefer are things that we have to spend time on ourselves. We have to work on them. We have to put in the effort to acquire them. These are strategies that are not natural. We learn how to sleep, walk, eat. All these things are natural to us. But loving Hashem, fearing Hashem, they're not natural. V'lo yibatzru gam kein mafsidim lahen shirachakim min ha'adam v'lo yachzru drachim laharchik mafsidam. And he says that these things, if we do not do them and we stay far away from them, we're not going to understand that we don't have them. These aren't things that we need. These are things that we have to acquire on our own, and we have to spend time doing them. So in Cain, so he continues, Ifo ich lo yitztarech lahotzi zman al yana hazel ladas amithas hadvarim ladas haderek l'knosam ulakaima mi'ein tavo hachma azos b'leiv adam im lo yivakshen. If we do not ask for these things, if we do not put time into them, and we spend time and we dedicate lahotzi zman, we have to spend time, take time out of our day to do them, and to put in the true, have das in the ways to acquire them and to l'kayim etzeh, how do we get them? If we don't have these things in our head and we don't have strategies how to acquire them, we're not going to be able to become someone who's a Taras Alev or an Avas Hashem or Yiras Hashem. We have to put in the time, put in strategies, make 8 minutes a night where we can devote to Mesilas Yesharim. We can devote to time where at least, even if it's a little bit every night, it's at least on the forefront of our mind. You can go your whole life without thinking about how to become a better Jew in your midos. How can you become a better Jew in your connection to Hashem? If you spend 8 minutes a night doing it, that is how you can acquire them. Those are the strategies that we're going to need to find. The kevan chekvar is ames etzel kol chacham tzorach tamimos ha'avoda v'chovas taras v'nikiosa shezulas ela ina nirtzes vaday klal elanim ases umat so evas. And since we already know the MS with every chacham is that he needs this tamimis ha'avoda, to be a tamim person, to be a full person, to be someone that knows his obligation of purity, of tarasa, of nikiosa, because shezulas ela, right? Without this, we see that it's not going to be, these ways are not going to be accepted at all. Meaning, in order to be someone that's true to his Avos Hashem, true to his Yiras Hashem, these things, these attributes that we're looking for need to be something that we spend time learning about. And if we don't, then they're going to be disgusting to us. We don't think about them and we don't know. And when someone tells you to do something, you're going to think he's crazy. A guy tells you to spend 10 minutes on Mesilas Yesharim a night, you're going to say you're crazy. Because if you don't put time into anything, it's just like anyone teaches you a new chumrah or a new law in Judaism, even if it's right in the Shulchan Aruch, and you don't know about it, you think he's crazy. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And that's what Mesilas Yesharim is saying. That's what the Ramchal is saying here. He's saying if you don't spend time to learn about what true Avos Hashem is, what true Yiras Hashem is, then when someone tells you this is how you need to do, this is how you need to act in order to be a good Jew, you're going to say, no, what are you talking about? You're going to say, this can't be. This is not what I need to do. Ki kol levavos dorish Hashem v'chol yetzer machshos umevin ma nene biyom tochecha im hisrash lanu min ha'iyon hazeh v'hin nachnu davar shehu kol kach mutalinu shu ikr ma Hashem Elokeinu shalom mimanu. We have to understand the last thing. We're running out of time here. We're going to have to go through this point again tomorrow. But what are we going to answer in the day of Tochacha, on the day of rebuke, when Hashem asks us, how he acted? We're going to have to be able to answer. We're going to explain more tomorrow, how to answer that. But for now, have a great night.